Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be making a pastel purple set. So starting off, we are going to be using some Glitterbels Unbelievable Gel in the shade Black, which has been my absolute favourite recently. It is literally the best for nail arts. And here is also my Glitterbels nail art brush, and I really wanted to show you guys the handle of this brush. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I've finally been able to find an amazing thin nail art brush, and I'm so happy to use it in today's video. Next up, this is the company that I'll be using the spider gel, and it's also in the shade Black. And here is those little inks that I'll be using to create some marble behind our nail art. So it's one of the first times I've actually used this, so that's quite exciting. And it's in the shade Purple, and it's number 010. And here's the gel polish I'll be using. It's called Strawberry Fields from Neonail. And as you can probably tell, the brush was so dirty, it's definitely much loved. And the matte top coat I'll be using is from Miley, and the base coat is from Cloud Beauty. So we are starting off now with our press on nails, and we are going in with our base coat. So applying that across all of those nails, and then popping that bad boy into the lamp, and then we'll be able to apply our base colour. So with the base colour, as you can probably tell, the bottle is very dirty now. It is very much used. It's one of those colours that I just love. I love pastels and I love neons, and I definitely love a lot of pink. And this is kind of in that range. It's pastel. It might not be pink, but it does have those kind of pinky undertones sometimes, I feel like. It's not like a very solid purple. It's got that like pinky, purpley, pastel-y kind of look to it. So it's been definitely my favourite, and I've had it in my collection for quite some time, which is probably also why this bottle is kind of starting to get a little bit wrecked. But I love Neonail. It's one of those companies that are just so good, and it kind of reminds me of a Semilac as well. I find those two very similar and very good quality. I think they're super, super nice. So I am applying this colour across all of those nails. So this is going to be our base colour for all of them, which is nice. It feels like I've been trying to incorporate a lot of different like gel polishes in my set, so it's quite nice to just have one this time, keeping it a little bit more simple. So we're going to apply it across all of those nails, pop it into the lamp, and then we'll be applying our second layer as usual. And I love applying the second layer, especially with this shade. For some reason, when applying the one layer, it felt a bit kind of like see-through and patchy in areas, but the moment you apply the second coat, everything just leveled out beautifully, and the color just made the color completely popped. I feel like it just looks super nice. So that is going into the lamp, and now it's time for our second layer. And you can probably tell already with the pinky, as soon as I'm done with it, it will just look super nice. And yeah, I just love this color. So, with today's video, I decided to tackle something different. So, I've got a lot of nail art, I keep buying more and more, but I'm not always using it. So, I see other YouTubers doing all sorts of different nails, recommending different products, and as usual, I always go out, buy those products, and then I just kind of chuck them in the corner. I don't use them, I find them hard, but it's purely because I'm not using it. I'm not trying it out, I'm not kind of seeing what's working. So, today's video is kind of that kind of thing. So I am using the inks, and that's one of those things that I've had for so long now in my collection. I have a whole set of different colours, and unfortunately they have not been used one bit. I probably used them about once maybe, and I used it and I didn't like it. I just found it difficult, and that was kind of the end of that. But recently I've been watching a few YouTubers on YouTube, and I've noticed different techniques that they are using, acetone brushes, all of that kind of stuff, and so I decided to use it, and I feel like it came out so much better than the first time I ever used it. I hope you guys would have been able to see what I did. It was a massive flop. So quickly going back to the video, I am now using my matte top coat, and we are applying that on the index, the ring finger, and the pinky. And the reason why we're doing that is because I've seen some people doing it on matte backgrounds kind of thing with the inks. So we're going to put the inks on the index and the ring finger, and then we also matte top coating the pinky right now. It's because that pinky is not going to have anything on there anymore, so we are just capping that one off now and finishing it up. And so the rest of the nails are going to be also matte top coated, but the reason I haven't done that just yet is because we will be applying some crystals. So I wanted to apply the crystals first before we matte top coat them, just to help them basically stick to the nail much better and not fall off later. So now that it is out of the lab, it's time for that ink. So I am kind of placing it all over the nail, and there's kind of no set rule. You don't want to cake it across the whole nail because you will just not kind of have that marbly effect, but that's kind of the area I was placing it in, and I did leave it on there a bit for too long, and it did kind of dry a bit, a bit more than I was expecting. But with this technique, I thought it was quite nice because you put a little bit down there. Using your nail art brush and some acetone, you dab it down until it's kind of creates this faded effect, which at first I was like, oh no, I wanted it a bit more concentrated. But don't worry, because with your second layer, as you can see here, it just creates that effect. So it's cool because the first layer is almost like your base, the background to it, almost like the shade. And with the second layer, you're creating more of that, you could say maybe even texture, that kind of depth to it. So that's quite nice. And I also noticed that if you work quicker, it might even be better. So before it completely dries, if you pop some acetone on there on your brush and you start like dabbing on the ink, the acetone kind of works for you, which is really nice, because I've noticed when you let it dry, then it dries and you have to put a bit more work in that. But once it's still a bit wet and then you dab your acetone on there, it's almost like the acetone starts to disperse it and just creates a really cool effect, I think. It's just quite nice. So that is what we are doing. And then once we are happy, we're going to leave it. And because it's an ink, it dries. We don't need to pop it into the lamp. It's not a gel of any sort, which is nice. And then and then we'll be able to tackle our nail art. So using our nail art brush, we are going to dip into that black from Glitterbels, and we are working on our index finger first. So starting off, we are going to do a line coming from about halfway down the nail, going upwards, and that's kind of going to be our branch to the little tree. You could say this is like a little branch coming out of the nail. So you're going to do that line first, and then on each side you're going to do a little dab where you kind of want that petally leafy bit to be. And then from that dot, you're going to drag it down into the branch to connect it. And then after, you're going to create this, like, I don't know how to explain this bit, where it's this leafy, I don't know, leafy goodness. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope you guys are able to see what I'm trying to achieve there. And you're basically repeating that across the whole nail. So once you're happy with one side, you're going to finish up the other. And once that's done, we are happy to move on to the ring finger. So the reason why I'm only focusing on the top part of the index finger is because at the bottom, we are going to put some spider gel. And then for the ring finger, we're going to do something very similar. So instead of actually placing the tree branchy leafy thing right at the top, we're going to actually place it more focused down the bottom. And so when it comes to the spider gel, the index finger is going to have the spider gel at the bottom, and the ring finger is going to have the spider gel at the top. So that's the plan. So spider gel is also one of those things I don't really use too often. Same thing, I have quite a lot of colours. I have a whole like little collection of colours, and I also invested some money into some like Semilac ones, because here the spider gel that I'm using is an AliExpress kind of find, and I really wanted to use some branded stuff because sometimes I like to compare and see what is better. Same with the 3D carving gels. I really want to try some branded ones, because I really want to see how the quality compares and what's actually easier to use. Because especially if I sometimes find that if an AliExpress thing is easy to use, I can only imagine that an actual branded good quality one is even more easier to use, I think. I hope anyways that's the case. So yeah, so I'm happy that I'll be able to use that as well in this set. I also really want to mention that, I don't know if you guys watch me at all, but I think I've mentioned this before, where I really, my biggest dream is to sell nail art. Nail art is just such a big thing for me, especially glitter. So I have finally had my glitter inventory come in, and I am so excited because they look absolutely beautiful, and I am so excited for you guys to see it. I will probably do a video showing you guys what has come, the different colours. There isn't too much just yet because it was like a sampler order. I wanted to see what kind of colours they have, and I have literally fallen in love, and I hope you guys will too. I will be trying to incorporate them into my nail designs so you guys are actually able to see the true colours of them, how they perform, how they look on nails, and what kind of nail designs you can create with them. So I'm super excited for that to come, but it will probably be quite a while before it's actually on my website. I am trying to also rebrand my website and all of that kind of stuff, just to make it a bit more appropriate kind of thing. So it's going to be a little while, but I will try and as soon as possible show you guys all the glitters and what's to come basically. So now it's time for a spider gel. So I'm just applying that at the bottom of the nail with my dotting tool, and then once you're happy you can do the same thing on the ring finger. Like I said, it's going to be focused on the top of the nail. And yeah, I love spider gel, but the hardest bit for me is once you're done trying to take the nail from the spider gel, and it just drags across your whole desk, and it can be a mess. But luckily, sometimes it doesn't have to if you know how to work it. So this is what it's looking like, and now it's time to pop the set into the lamp to cure the Glitterbels and the spider gel. And now that it is out, we are going in again with that Glitterbels Unbelievable Gel, and I felt like these nails still needed something extra, so I decided to go in with my nail art brush and outline those marbly nails, and we're just doing like a border, a black border across the whole nail. And I felt like it's such a little thing, but it added so much more to it. I feel like it definitely changed it just ever so slightly, made it almost like the design pop a little bit more, I think. So very, very thinly across the whole nail, we're going to do that. Of course, if you preferred it a bit more thicker, go ahead. Yeah, I think it's maybe because I was using such a thin brush, it just came out thinner. But I'm sure if you preferred it thicker, it would look just as good. So we're basically repeating this across both of those marble nails. And then once that's done, we'll be able to tackle our crystals. So the two nails that we have left to tackle is the thumb and the middle finger. And those two nails are going to have crystals. So for the thumb, I decided to keep it nice and simple, and it's going to have just a standard tiara right at the top of the nail. And then the middle finger is going to have a massive cluster of crystals, really. So we're going to pop a massive bow right in the middle of the nail, and then we're going to cluster a lot of crystals going around that bow and dragging it all the way to the sides of the nail. You see in a moment what I mean, but I feel like it came out so well. It's one of those things that I've started to do recently, and I feel like it's such a great little technique to do because you can really incorporate so many different colors of crystals, and as you could probably tell in today's video, also gems. So I really wanted to do that and do that a bit more in my videos, because I feel like crystals might be quite a difficult area for some people, and some people might be quite scared to actually use them, because I know I did find it quite difficult at the beginning. I didn't know where to place them. Until this day, I still don't really know how to place them, where to place them. So the more I do them, the better I get, and the more creative you can say you can get. So this is definitely something that's quite new, and I'm happy that I decided to do it because I feel like it came out so well. So now, using my Macart rhinestone glue gel, I am just placing it in the middle and then dragging it out to each side. So I'm doing almost like a little S symbol or shape. And then once I'm happy, I'm going to place a big bow right in the middle of the nail, which is that one. I think it's such a cute little bow. And then we're basically going to follow where I put that rhinestone glue gel, and we're going to be placing some gorgeous rosy pink crystals with some AB. So this is kind of really nice design because there's no set rule to it. So you just basically place whatever crystals feel right. So what I tried to do is place more crystals closer to the bow, and as I was going away from the bow, I was trying to place less and less. So yes, these pink crystals look so gorgeous in person. They are so sparkly. I wish you guys were really able to see that. Unfortunately, when filming this video, for some reason this finger just seems like, I don't know, it just feels like you can't actually tell the AB too much or the pink crystals from one another, but in person you really can, and it looks so gorgeous. The pink crystals I did get from AliExpress, so of course we're not expecting too much, but for the price and how much I got, I think they are absolutely gorgeous. They're so sparkly, and for the purpose, of course, of making these videos, I absolutely love making them because you get so much, and I don't have to worry about running out, and I can always be as creative as I can be, and also I don't have to be upset if I make a set that I don't like and I wasted a lot of expensive crystals, which is also very, very nice. That's actually quite a good idea. You could always make a design with some fake, really cheap crystals, and if you like it, you can recreate it with some real Swarovskis or Preciosas or something. That could be quite a nice little trick to do. But yeah, this is what the nail is looking like. This is how I decided to leave it. Now it has gone into the lab, it's back out, and I'm going to matte top coat that one. So just going around the crystals and matte top coating. And I just quickly wanted to mention that that little crystally thing behind me is from Glitterbels once again. And it's one of their, not acetone, monomer little containers. But I felt like it looked so cute, and it reminded me of those ugly ducklings little crystals. And because I changed the way I record, I hope you guys like it, by the way. I kind of changed it. I wanted it a bit more colourful, something different in the background, some flowers, and I felt like I really wanted to show you guys a bit more of my screen when recording, like what I've got around me, not just strictly the nails. I felt like this one would be quite nice for me to also have as a little hand rest, because sometimes I need to bring the nail a bit closer to the camera so it focuses, and I ended up with my hand just floating in the air, and I felt like my hand was just being very shaky and I couldn't really focus and do the nail art I wanted. So I'm going to probably use that a bit as a little hand rest kind of thing, and I feel like it also looks a little bit better in the videos than if I use a little, I don't know, a little pot or something different. So as you saw, I applied some of that Macabre Rhinestone glue gel right at the top of the nail, and we're going to create my standard tiara design. So we're going to pop a big AB crystal in the middle, followed by one on either side of those rosy little crystals. Then we're going to follow after that with another one on each side of the AB, and we're going to lastly use the pinky rosy shade on either side as the last crystal we're going to use. And as you can see, those crystals are going down in sizes as we go further from the middle crystal. So that's what it's looking like. Off camera, I just kind of made it closer and more straight, and it's gone into the lamp. So now it's time for our matte top coat, and that will be the very last step in this nail design before we are basically going to reveal the whole look, which you kind of can see already. But yes, we're just going to quickly apply that, pop it into the lamp, and then we can see our final results in just a moment. And there we go. So I hope you guys liked it. I love how they came out. If you do end up recreating or even using a bit of this design or any other design, please don't forget to tag me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!